Right. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our celebration assembly. It's good to see you all again. Now, I'm just having a little scan over. We've got about 55 people joining us at the moment. So I don't know where everyone else is, but maybe you can text a few of your friends and get them to tune in. Don't want to miss out on what we've got to share today. Now, this week, as you know, our theme has been all about thinking about the things that make us happy and things that put a big smile on our face. And I've really enjoyed looking at some of the things that have come in. You've been talking about sports, games, hobbies, spending time with family, memories that you've had, memories of holidays and birthdays, and all sorts of other things. And let's face it, it can't have done us any harm at all, can it, this week, to think about things that make us happy. So thank you for engaging with our theme, and we are going to share some of the things that you've been up to very, very shortly. So I think we should start with a big cheer for things that make us happy. Come on. These assemblies are all about trying to make you feel good and put a smile back on your face. Now, there's our certificate. We can't give the certificate to you, but we're going to certainly recognise the efforts that would have got you that certificate in school. So let's move to our first year group. So Miss Cook and Mrs. Midlane join me once again on my sofa, and let's see who they have selected this week. I'll just move across slightly. So reception, it says, well done for another amazing week. Tapestry has been full of smiles and happy faces this week, and you've all been trying to make each other happy. Mrs. Midlane would like to shout out to Parnika for always helping her mummy at home and making her happy. She'd also like to shout out to Emily T. Instead of being sad about not going away with friends, they had their own toasted marshmallows and Zoom call together. That's a good idea. And finally, she would like to shout out to Roman, who talked about happy memories with his mummy and drew pictures and wrote about these too. So for everyone in RM, let's have a big clap. Well done. Okay, I can see we're up to 75 people now. So thank you, anyone who's been texting and getting people in. Latecomers, what do you do about me? Now, let's go to RC. So RC, the children have been sharing photos of things that make them feel happy. Ruthvika shared some lovely photos of her cycling, reading and playing outside. Ilyas has been enjoying cuddling his new baby brother. And his new baby brother, Rasim, and says his happiest moments are being able to hold him. And finally, Rayan shows his happiness through splashing in his pool and baking with his daddy. I bet you've been baking some delicious things, Rayan. So let's give everyone in RC a big round of applause. Well done. So moving on to our year one team then. So we've got Miss Evans and Mrs. Brown. So let's hear what's been happening in year one. So 1B have been making me smile every day with all the amazing things that they've been doing, especially the video they sent me of them all smiling and sending me great messages. I've also really enjoyed receiving letters from lots of my class this week, letting me know how they've been getting on and showing me their great writing. Mrs. Brown's shout-outs go to Mahith, as he prepared a meal for his neighbours, which really made them smile, and it was such a great thing to do. I wish that I was one of your neighbours, Mahith, Mrs. Brown has said. She also shouts out to Max, as he produced a fantastic alien and used some great adjectives to describe the alien. It made me smile, and I'm so proud of how hard he is working. And her final shout out goes to Nikki. He made me smile as he sent me the most beautiful video message telling me what him and his sister Vicky have been up to and how much he's missing me and his friends. And it really cheered me up. Amazing 1B, you're all going above and beyond, and I am so proud of all of you. Basil, the class dog, also wants to say hello and to tell you he's missing you lots, and he thinks that you are all stars. So a big round of applause for 1B. And 1E now, Miss Evans. It looks like it's been another extremely busy week for everyone in 1E. How are they managing to fit in their home learning with all the other exciting things that they've been getting up to? I remain so amazed by their brilliance and resilience every single day. As the weeks roll by, the things I receive from them and their families are keeping me smiling, and I'm so grateful for all of their continued engagement. This week, I've been loving hearing what makes them smile and what they have been doing to make others smile. I'd like to give my shout outs this week to Jack, Erica, and Lola. Jack sent a lovely parcel to his grandparents, which included a life-size hug where they had drawn around themselves with their arms stretched out wide and coloured them in to put a smile on his grandparents' faces, which is such a lovely surprise. Erica thought about the things that make her smile, and one of them was being an art teacher to her younger sisters. Not only does this make Erica smile, it shows her being helpful at home, and I'm sure it makes her sisters smile too. Finally, I'm so impressed with Lola this week. I spoke to her mum a couple of weeks ago, who said Lola was finding it a bit tricky to be motivated at home, especially with her writing. So we talked about some ideas, and they've now used the floor lava game to jump between the phonics sounds, which is really motivating Lola with her phonics and spelling, which is fab to see. Thanks as ever to the 1E families for their continued support. You definitely make my job that little bit easier, and you're all doing amazingly. So a round of applause for 1E. Okay, so Miss Devine and Mrs. Marsden, let's hear from year 2 next. So they say, this week has been another week where we've been really proud of the efforts of all of the children in year 2. There have been so many things that have made us happy this week. Super maths work on rounding, sequences and estimation, amazing vocabulary work and imaginative poems about dragons, and most excitingly, lots of top chefs who have made and eaten their own delicious pizza, complete with healthy vegetables. Yum, yum, yum. We've had lots of children tell us what makes them happy, and here are some that we want to share. So for 2M, we have got Isla G. Things that make Isla G happy are her family, her pet rabbits, her friends, and getting time to play. And Harshiv says that playing with his baby brother, buying new toys, riding his bike, reading books, and playing football all make him happy. So let's have a shout out for 2M. Well done. And then 2D, we have a shout out for Seth. So he says that being with his family, trying hard, and reading with his sister all make him happy. It's lovely to hear how many children have enjoyed being with their families, not just in year 2, but across the whole school. Shout out for Jude. Jude has been enjoying playing the Splat game to practice his phonics. He's even been involving his whole family, and they've enjoyed playing together. So a big shout out for 2D. And year two finished by saying, once again, we've been incredibly proud of everyone in year 2. You've had another fantastic week. Keep up the great work. So thank you for our year 2 teachers. Now, before we move on to our next classes, I thought I would just have a little recap of some of the things we've talked about this week. Now, one of the things I mentioned in my videos is the importance of happy memories. When we think back to those things that have made us happy in the past, it's like we get to relive them all over again. You can just close your eyes, take a moment, and suddenly you're back on holiday somewhere, you're back at a birthday party, you're back on a fabulous day out, and you can just feel that flood of emotions. And at the moment, maybe that's the best we can do. So, spend some time. If you haven't done it this week, spend some time in your memories, particularly your happy memories, and immerse yourself in it. feel it, smell it, taste it, and it will do you a lot of good, I promise. Now, one person who sent me something, if I can just get it up on my phone, I'd like to mention Lola in RM. So Lola sent me a picture. If I can just hold it up, she sent it to Mrs. Midlane, who passed it on to me. This is her happy memory, and you can just see Lola here. If I get my finger on the screen, I can't quite get it. Lola in the swimming pool, on holiday in Mallorca, at the deep end. I think that's fantastic. That's just the sort of memory that will flood you and make you feel amazing. So thank you to Lola and everyone else who has shared things. Right, let's move on to our year 3 and 4 team. So let's start with year 3. So we have Miss Gregory and Mrs. Bibby. Let's see who they have selected. If I turn my page, I have got a very long script from them, so I'm going to read this out to you now. Mrs. Bibby and Miss Gregory would like to say a huge well done to year 3, who have once again done a fabulous job with their home learning this week. The children have begun learning about Jenny Urquhart's art depicting Bristol, and they've started to find out more about light and dark in science. Mrs. Bibby and Miss Gregory have particularly enjoyed receiving lots of super writing linked to their book, Mr. Penguin and the Lost Treasure, and they've loved looking at your photos of your homemade treasure maps. They can't wait to read your instructions for how to break into school to find the hidden treasure. Breaking into school? I'm going to have to test the alarm before I put it on tonight. Right, this week, Miss Gregory gave 3G the challenge of guessing 3 things that make her happy. And she showed them 3 clues to help out. Well done to everyone who got involved. Miss Gregory would like to give her shout outs to Isiodos this week, as not only did he get involved and guess the 3 things that made Miss Gregory happy, but he sent her 3 of his own clues in return. Miss Gregory would also like to give Monish a shout out. After watching Mr. Winterburn's video about the theme, he decided he wanted to make his neighbour smile, as his neighbour is alone during lockdown. Monish decided that he wanted to cook something for his neighbour to make them smile, so he cooked tandoori chicken and drew them a greeting card as well. Monish's neighbour was so happy to receive the food and card, he said it was delicious. Finally, Miss Gregory would like to give Diti a shout out. She has been thinking carefully about the things which make her smile. These include playing the piano, reading a book, sitting and playing with her sister, and watching a movie. So a big shout out to 3G. Well done. And Mrs. Bibby would like to shout out to Oscar, who made his mum really happy this week. She had to go into the office on Monday and had a tough day at work. But when she got home and stepped through the door, Oscar gave her one of his very special Oscar hugs and had drawn her a beautiful picture of all the pennies with the title, Best Mummy Ever. Oscar, your mum said it put a smile on her face, and it sounds like you made her day. Mrs. Bibby would also like to say well done to Andreas, who wrote a long list of a whole variety of different things which make him happy, including riding his bike. Apparently, he's become a fan of the BMX track, reading comics, and also going to the airport. He also sent a video to Mrs. Bibby of him experimenting with playing the trumpet. Mrs. Bibby knows this made him happy because it made him grin from ear to ear and giggle. Lastly, Mrs. Bibby would like to give a shout out to Sartak, who also found time, along with doing his home learning activities, to write a long list of things that make him happy. These included watching movies, spending time with his family, and playing cricket. Thank you to everyone who messaged me this week. I wish I could give a shout out to all of you. Let's have a big round of applause. And then we have a couple of extras for 3B. So it just reminded me, can I give a birthday shout out to Harper in 3G? It was her birthday last Sunday. Also thinking about the theme of happiness, Gracie has posted a special movie for Harper. This was something special, and we're all proud of the efforts, Gracie, that you put into making someone else happy. And then finally, I've got something about this Friday. So this Friday, presumably today, Alfie, it's Alfie's nanny's birthday. Apparently, 2 of her grandchildren have recently moved to Australia, and 2 of them are in the New Forest. To try to send her some happiness, we've brought all the grandchildren together by putting video clips and photos of Alfie and his cousins together in a slideshow. Alfie was very helpful in coming up with the ideas of the things we could include. So for those extra shout outs and for Harper's birthday, okay, so year 4, our year 4 team, Miss Long and Mrs. Moon, they have said it has been great to hear another week smashing out the home learning. Year 4 have enjoyed extra challenges this week, giving them the opportunity to show their resilience. Mrs. Moon has loved hearing about all the things that make you smile, all the things that have done, that have made your families happy and smile. Our shout outs go to Ian, who has been making his mum happy and proud by always being helpful around the house and trying his hardest with his learning. Also, a shout out to Anika. She has made her mum smile by making a surprise tea party, and she makes her mum happy daily by being responsible around the house. And also like to shout out to Covid, who sent me an email with photos of things that made him happy. These include traveling, riding his bike, cooking, and reading. Mrs. Moon's final shout out goes to Harley, who has been making his mum smile by trying his hardest with his learning and giving her super hugs. Brilliant effort from 4M as usual. I've loved reading about the things you're doing to make other people's days brighter. Keep up the awesome work. So a shout out for 4M. Now, Miss Long would like to nominate Will. He loves playing sports, especially football, and this makes him very happy. He enjoys spending time with his friends and family. Yesterday, he made his dad very happy by making a cup of tea whilst his dad was working hard painting the fence. Well done to Will. She'd also like to nominate Nathan. Miss Long received some lovely emails saying how well him and his sister are playing together at home. Nathan helped his sister read her birthday cards, which made them both smile. It's lovely to play with your siblings, so well done, Nathan. And lastly, Miss Long would like to nominate Rohan. Playing riddles with his parents makes him happy, and he enjoys cycling and eating his favourite meal, which is green pea curry and chapati. It sounds delicious. Well done, 4L. You have smashed it again. So let's give 4L a big clap. Okay, so before we move on to our final year groups, a couple of things. So families, you are well embedded in the home learning habit now. Now, I don't know how you're all feeling this week. I hope you've been feeling happy. I hope you've put the odd smile on your face. But however it's been this week for you families, we appreciate your continued support and we continue to recognise that. So you have now passed your stage 6 QTS. And the theme for this week being happiness, we have got Mr. Happy is presenting you with your certificate. So your certificate is on a Mr. Happy this week. I hope that goes up on the fridge somewhere. We'll send them out later. So a big round of applause to our home learning teachers. And then just another little acknowledgement. Whilst we're mentioning happy memories, you may recall, if you tuned in last week for our VE Day celebration, I took hold of some happy memories and I passed them out to you. And I said that you were now responsible for taking these memories and these thoughts and these things that we've been learning about and passing them on to your own children and grandchildren and being responsible. And I had a lovely photograph sent through to me from Iris's dad in 3G. And Iris, lovely photo of her reaching up to the screen as I was passing out those memories and taking them from me and taking responsibility. So I was very moved by that and very appreciative. So big shout out to Iris there. Thank you. Oh, Sorry, I've missed my applause. There we go. Okay, so let's move on to our year 5 and 6 team. So we've got Mrs. Elmore and Mrs. Davis. So let's hear who they have selected. So we have flown through another week of home learning, and it has been lovely to have a theme all about happiness, because every week you all make us very happy and proud teachers with your creativity, resilience, and fabulous work that you produce. It's not always easy to keep up the enthusiasm for learning in this strange time, but we've had some brilliant examples of problem solvers in maths, creative stories written for English, and a wide range of other skills that our year 5s have been working on, such as baking, sport, art, science, and reading. Keep making us happy and proud, year 5. So 5D's shout outs go to Anch, who was selected to take part in the Under-10s Gloucestershire County Cricket Board back in January and was due to play many county level matches this summer. However, due to the virus, this has not been possible. Although he was sad about this to start with, he's developed his resilience and he will keep himself happy by wearing his cricket kit anyway and playing indoors with his family. Well done, Anch, for your happiness and passion towards cricket. Benjamin, who's been working so hard this week on some learning activities from Bristol Water. He's been learning all about the water cycle, as well as the importance of saving water and helping the environment through these changes. Well done, Benjamin. You'll make the planet much happier by saving water. And finally, for 5D, Isla, who said that reading with her brother and playing games with her family makes her happy. But the thing that makes her happiest is listening to music and reading novels to herself, especially the new Philip Pullman books. Great work, Isla. So round of applause. And then 5E. So Mrs. Elmore's shout outs go firstly to Maria, whose positive attitude has shone through as she's continued to take everything in her stride with a smile on her face. Not only is she working hard and making her parents proud, she's also supporting her little sister Amelia with her learning in preparation for starting Wheatfield in September, including making her reward certificates to make her smile. So well done, Maria. Second shout out goes to Lottie, who's been planning and writing an amazing story that includes all of her favourite things, including unicorns, of course. Her bright and bubbly personality shines through her writing and has made Mrs. Elmore happy when reading it. And final shout out goes to Georgina, who's told me about all the many fabulous things that make her happy, including making obstacle courses in the garden and cooking delicious and healthy snacks. So well done to everyone in 5E. Okay, so our final class then, our year 6 classes, so Miss Garraway and Miss White. So they say, this week would have been SATS week for year 6. Some of them were happy that the tests were cancelled, but we know that some were also very disappointed as they were looking forward to showing off all their hard work. We set them some alternative silly SATs this week, and year 6 completely got into the spirit of it. So let's start with 6G. This week, thinking about the things that make us happy, Alex in 6G says that keeping in touch with his friends via online gaming makes him happy because he's missing school and he's missing seeing all of his friends. All of year 6 were asked to submit videos sharing a talent this week. So well done to all of those who did, sharing things that they're good at and things that make them happy. In particular, Miss Garraway would like to shout out to Jude for showing off his basketball talents, shooting and scoring from very far away, and to Bethany, who shared her horse riding skills. It was great to see her out in the sunshine doing something that makes her happy. So 6G, well done. And then 6W. So from Miss White, something that makes Anea happy is making her own pancakes for breakfast. She kicked off our Fake Sats week with a delicious pancake for breakfast for herself. So well done to Anea. 6W also had some great entries for our talent video, sharing things that make them happy. Owen showed that his true happiness is expending energy and running around. Nothing new since being home from school. In a makeshift Ninja Warrior style course in the garden. Lily also brought a tear to my eye with her piano playing. Mum has been in touch over the weeks, keeping me up to date with Lily and her piano playing. She truly is talented, and she shared with Year 6 a rendition of Hallelujah this week. So a big well done to everyone in 6W. Well done. Okay, so we are almost at the end of our assembly, and I'm going to have to end with a little bit of bad news and a little bit of good news. So what do you want first? Should we do the bad news first? Okay, it's not that bad, but badish. Not going to be able to do hot chocolate at 3 o'clock today. I'm sorry about that. I've got to go into school for a few meetings. There's lots going on, so I'm not going to be able to do hot chocolate. But doesn't stop you from having hot chocolate. And it doesn't stop us from giving you something to enjoy with your hot chocolate, something probably more enjoyable than just watching me talking at you. So here's the deal. Miss Garraway, who we can see pictured in the background, Miss Garraway was blown away with how much you all enjoyed the Reading Bug video. I think we've had thousands of hits on the various channels that it's on. So Miss Garraway decided, wouldn't it be good to have another one, but not reading this time, something else. A different theme. So she came up with a great idea. I'm not going to tell you what it is. She contacted all of the staff. She sent us out little reminders. And so everyone, thanks to Miss Garraway, has put another set of little things together. And that video is going to be published very shortly. Now, Miss White also lent a hand. Miss White seems to have the editorial skills. She seems to have been there piecing things together. But between the two of them, they've done a fab job. I saw it for the first time this morning. I think it will put a smile on your face. So we are going to release that after this assembly is over. You can watch it whenever you want. But if you want to sit down at 3 o'clock with a mug of hot chocolate with your family and watch it then and just toast everyone for the week, that might be a nice thing to do. I'm going to try my best to be around for hot chocolate next week. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week for celebration, but also for the daily videos. The theme is a nice thing to be doing. And I know it's easy for things to feel a bit normal and things to tail off, but having you there and knowing you're there and having your support is really important to all of us. So let's end with a big Wheatfield round of applause. Have a lovely weekend. Have a great weekend. Stay happy, stay safe, and tune in for the video that's coming very, very soon. Goodbye.